Welcome, one and all, to the Best in Jest, with your two hosts, the man who is 90% coffee, Professor Lando, and the man who's going to sing for us the national anthem, Commander Connor.
Oh my God.
Nobody wants that, trust me.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What's the national anthem?
I was just about.
I literally don't know.
Thinking. I was
about to go. Oh, say.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not. Is that it? No. Wait, it is.
Oh, say does that star-spangled.
That's Spangled Banner. Is that the national anthem?
So there's the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America.
Yeah. Star Spangled Banner.
And the rocket's red glare.
That's national. That's national anthem.
That's not.
That's a. I think
that's a different song.
I think that's a different song. But how's it go? What about? It's not Amazing Grace.
What? Yeah, obviously.
I don't
not.
know. I put that. In I put that in the same vein.
Why would you think?
Because Amazing Grace is so patriotic. You want, you.
Is it the Purple Mountain Majesty? Dun, da, da, da,
How does it start? I don't know. How does it start? Because there's always someone on the Super Bowl or whatever belting this shit out.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to tap into my Americanism.
Yeah, belt
deep
something.
down. Ball game.
Yep. Home run.
And then here's
Cracker
Commander
Jacks.
Connor to sing the national anthem. It's I'm thinking of The Dark Knight.
Oh,
Are you thinking of The Dark Knight as well?
with Bane.
With Bane. He comes out and there's a little kid. And beautiful singing. Lovely.
Yeah.
And then, whoa, so what is that little kid singing?
Oh, say. Is that
it?
No, I don't think it is. Is that it? Oh, wait.
What?
Maybe it is. Oh, say, can you see? It is. It's the beginning. That's the beginning, right?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, one so proud
That's it. That's it.
and the rocket's red glare, and the bombs bursting in air,
I don't know.
proved to
America, and the
flame
plane blew up the stadium.
Oh.
This one's for the wicked, there's no time for rest.
Now is the time that we put to the test. Who is the best in jest?
Oh, man.
Come on.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 6 of The Best in Jest. I'm Professor Lando. I'm joined by my good friend.
Commander Connor, good to see everybody. Hi.
And so welcome to what is inevitably going to be, I surmise, the movie episode.
Yeah. I would say so.
Because we had I had this brilliant idea that we were going to go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
The same day we were going to record this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And initially we were going to record this episode, go see Deadpool and Wolverine. We're like, you know what? No, let's get there early so we're not like rushing. It's not late.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then maybe we'll have a thing or two to talk about on the podcast. And all we want to do is talk about this movie, Deadpool Wolverine.
I'm like bursting at the seams, ready to just blurt out every single spoiler just known to man.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
But no spoilers.
Nothing. Yeah.
But I think we were having a lot of these conversations, bringing up a lot of stuff about, Marvel, superhero, and movies in general. Right. So, I think this probably is going to be a movie episode, which I don't know. I didn't think we could get even more of a movie episode after talking about the
bombing,
the movie
the
bomber,
mad bomber.
episode. Yeah, from Hunter x Hunter, Zabama.
Yeah.
At a movie theater.
Unfortunately, we don't have any kind of traumatic tragedy or experience to talk about when it comes.
Well, hold on, because being a Marvel fan in general, I think
That's true.
Probably the same level, if not more, than our movie theater experience.
Yep.
But I think first off, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. First of all, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen it yet, it's too late for you. I'm sorry to say. I'm sure you've already gotten spoiled on Twitter, and you should have gone to see it.
You should have seen it the microsecond it released on the day.
But if by chance you're still pure and you have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine, I urge you, you got to go see this. It's it was great.
God,
it was great.
It's just
What would you rank it in the context of Marvel
out
movies?
of all the movies? I think what some
Or just generally.
some things I like. I'm so critical about shit. Oh, I don't like that. I'm such a Marvel fanboy. I love the movies. I love everything about it. I read comics. I'm a big Marvel guy. So upon seeing this film, and you are not going to get any more recency bias than this very moment because we saw this movie 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we just got out of the theater.
So I'll be like, oh yeah, it's like top 5 in like Marvel movies. And then you ask me a year from now, I won't be saying that most likely, but it is vastly enjoyable. I just loved everything about it. It was funny. It was entertaining.
I liked it way more than I thought I was.
Me
In
too.
fact, we were saying, or we've been seeing, I mean, I'm sure we all have been seeing these trailers leading up to this Deadpool versus Wolverine. And I thought they were kind of shit.
I thought they were shit.
And then we went to go see Longlegs. Well, we tried to. Connor wasn't allowed in the theater for that movie. But when I went to see Longlegs, when I went to see
You're a
Longlegs,
fucking asshole. Stop. No, I don't want to fucking. Okay.
All
All right, there you go.
Okay,
All right,
okay,
there you
okay,
go. Okay, say it.
we went to see Longlegs, and there was like I don't know what you call it, like a cold cut Deadpool Wolverine
Oh
ad
yeah, it was a phone ad.
Yeah, turn off your phones,
Yep.
and it was cringe.
It wasn't funny. I
was trying to be
embarrassed
Yeah,
by
it was
watching it, and we hadn't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, and we were like, oh man, is this what it's gonna be? Like a movie that seems to be stuck in like 2012.
Yeah.
And no, we were wrong. It was great. It
Really,
was
you know.
fucking amazing. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I don't remember the last time. Again, we're gonna try to be as spoiler free as possible, but I can't remember the last time I was like hooping and hollering in my seat.
Yeah,
It was since probably Endgame.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it's like, man, I saw that phone ad. I'm like, man, I really hope that movie isn't shit. And then I saw Longlegs.
Which was
Shit.
it was bad. It was pretty bad.
And I'm sure film people.
No, there's no way.
I just didn't get it.
Only pseudo intellectuals must like Longlegs.
I could.
There's no way anyone worth their salt in media consumption thinks that was good.
There's no way.
Don't,
no way.
On the opposite end of Deadpool Wolverine, don't watch Longlegs.
It's such a
go watch a YouTube found flicks.
Yeah.
Today exploring the story of Longlegs. Like it's just that was.
I couldn't stand it.
And we saw these movies like within the same week,
2 days
and
apart.
2 days apart, and so we kind of like have this very whiplash of like we thought Wolverine Deadpool was gonna be just the most awful Marvel schlop, and we thought Longlegs was gonna be this great horror artistic marvel.
Yeah.
And Longlegs ended up being just the most surface level garbage that we've ever seen. And Deadpool and Wolverine amazed us.
And might I add, Longlegs had incredible an ad campaign, and its trailers and teasers were all so good. Movie was terrible, and then Deadpool's trailers and ad campaign was dog shit. I saw I don't know what it was, Budweiser. They did a Budweiser commercial. I saw it 958 times. It was never funny. And I'm like, this movie, if it's anything like this shitty Budweiser commercial, I'm going to kill myself. It's just terrible.
I was so shocked how good that movie was.
And then I saw it, and it's great.
It's so hard to talk because all I'm going to say is like, wow, I loved it. It's so good, so good. It was, you guys got to go see it. It gave me hope, truly. I remember sitting there, the credits are rolling, and I thought to myself, I think Marvel could do it. They could come back. Because I don't know if I'm the minority in this thought here. Surely we all are on the same page that Marvel fucking sucks.
Yeah,
currently. In like the past, God, what is it? In my head, it's like recent, but surely it's been like 5 fucking years now or something.
Yeah, Endgame was what, 2018?
No way.
Was it 2018?
Kane, when did Avengers Endgame come out?
What's your guess?
27. Yeah, I would say 2017.
Okay. 2017, 2018.
2019.
Oh, damn.
Wait, even more recent? Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, I mean, the Disney Plus. If you're not a comic book fan or big,
Sorry,
this is not the
it's
episode
gotta be a
for
rough
you.
one. Yeah,
But Connor and I, one of the main reasons we became like really close, I think, was because we were very big media people.
Yes,
We
yes.
made a lot of movie references.
Yep.
We've seen, and not just movies, just media in general. Like, oh, you know about Clay World?
I knew you were gonna bring it up.
Clay World and all these little things. But like movies specifically, like we love it. References and all that. But for me, particularly superhero stuff, I love.
Yeah.
I'm more on the DC end of things.
Okay.
DC fanboy. But yeah, like the Disney Plus shows that the
shit.
post Endgame era, right? I like, the thing is, maybe I'm not qualified to talk on them because I didn't see any of them because I canceled my Disney Plus subscription after watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I watched like a little bit of that, and up to the point where like that evil version of Captain America starts to appear and stuff. And I was just like, this is so bad. And I canceled my subscription. I didn't watch Loki. I didn't watch WandaVision. I was just disgusted. And none of the stuff I saw and any clips I saw, I was just like, this must be schlop. I think that's the prevailing sentiment from people,
Yes.
right? Like, I think people like Loki.
Yeah.
Like people were fond of Loki, but
Solid.
nowhere near the like height of the
No,
Avengers
God,
hype.
No,
Or
even close.
like not, of course it's going to go down, Thanos and
Yeah.
Endgame, all that. Of course it's going to go down, but in my opinion, I just feel like it hit like rock bottom.
It was the multiversal approach. I couldn't, and now, there's good elements to that multiversal thing, but there's so much more of it that sucks. I just can't stand like all the multiverse shit, and it's confusing, and they're trying to make it work.
Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Or what is the show with the aliens?
Oh, Secret Invasion?
Is that, yeah.
like where they changed?
That looked bad.
It was atrocious. I've seen all the Marvel TV shows because
You've seen all of them.
I don't know why. I guess I hate myself, but
Dude.
it's really it is a rough.
I'm not exaggerating. Like I got a Disney Plus subscription specifically to follow through on all the Marvel stuff because I love the Marvel stuff so much. Winter Soldier, Falcon, that was so fucking bad.
It was terrible.
I didn't even finish it, and I canceled my subscription. I said, no, I'm out.
Yeah, it's rough. It was rough. But there's hope now.
Yes,
maybe
because-
a light at the end of the tunnel.
Deadpool Wolverine was so good. Like okay, let's be clear here. It's not this crazy masterpiece.
And if you've never seen a Marvel movie, you will fucking hate this, I imagine.
Probably, because it is just like it was very Marvel-y, and I think the past ones are what they're like Sony, Fox,
Yeah,
like,
Sony
or
Fox,
whatever,
Yeah.
and so I thought it was gonna suck. But you were like, no, like Marvel has this now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, huh? And then sure enough, like the credits, it's like 2024, it's like Marvel. Like
Yep.
it's Disney. This is like part of that.
Yeah.
And so I mean that gives me hope. If Disney had their hands on this, and surely there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope.
Maybe. We can hope. That's all we can
Well, I think
do.
the problem is like all those main actors, like Chris Evans and Iron Man guy, all those people, they're like gone now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to force feed you like the Falcon and Secret Invasion alien guy. I don't even TVA remote control person, whatever stupid thing in Loki, whatever. And I just I don't it doesn't do it for me. It's not as cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know. We just need to start going to new characters. We can't keep revisiting these. I feel like effectively just like make a line and then push them all back because it's like all of that kind of ended with Endgame. Just retire all of it. Just fucking start over with a new hero and fucking build up from there.
And I think they can do it because I think what people would probably say, maybe a bit of a straw man here, but they say like, oh, but how could you? Of course, what are they going to do after Iron Man and Captain America? But people forget that before Marvel took these characters and made this great like cinematic universe, like
No one gave a shit.
they did not really like these characters. Especially, I think Iron Man's the famous
He was
example.
a C-list.
He sucked. He was
Yeah.
like a weird guy in a tin suit. Like they could do it. And also, like I know these actors have backgrounds before they became, but they were kind of hokey people. Like Chris Evans, he was kind of, I wouldn't say washed up, but he had the Fantastic Four failure, and he kind of was, Robert Downey was a criminal,
Right.
So I think like they could take new people, new characters, and they could do it, but instead they did like, God, what are some of these shows? I mean, the one I always go to is like that Alien Invaders one, but
Yeah.
what other shows have you seen on the Disney Plus?
Oh, they did
arc?
WandaVision. They've done Loki. They've done Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They've done they did Secret Invasion. There's another one that I'm sure I'm missing. They've done a lot.
Mildred?
What?
Abigail? I swear, isn't there a show called like?
Huh?
Isn't there?
Oh, Echo? Echo? That was another one. That was.
Was that?
It
Is
was
that one?
There's one called Echo. That was atrocious.
Okay, maybe that's the one.
I don't know what you could possibly.
I swear
Are you
there's a
thinking
show called Abigail.
Agatha?
Yeah.
That's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of these, and they're just not my thing. I don't think they function as a TV show. The only Marvel TV show I've liked is like the Netflix ones. I like Daredevil. I liked the first season of Jessica Jones. I liked Punisher. Those were fun. But I think what they're trying to do with these TV shows, these Disney Plus ones, is they're trying to make one big like long movie. They try to feel like a movie.
What the fuck is that? Echo?
Echo.
What is that? What is that about?
I think it's about Kingpin's daughter.
Just fucking stop right there.
Okay.
Come on. That's one. Just now.
I
going
watched
into
it. I don't even know.
Comic book movies in general, like Kingpin's daughter. I refuse. No more am I going to stand for movies that should not be movies or shows that should not be shows.
Skibbity toilet.
I'm talking about. I am not going to go see a third Venom movie without Spider-Man in it.
Oh my god.
I am not going to see a second Joker film with no Batman in it.
What is wait, I want to take a sidebar real quick. What is going on with Joker? Why is it called that?
It's not even Joker.
Why is it called that?
They could have called it like the funny man and
The
like,
super sad guy that laughs sometimes.
but that's what I'm talking about. Like I'm one of the biggest strengths of these things. Like I know people are kind of tired of multiverse and whatever, but that's the point of these things. That's comic books.
Yeah, that's true.
Go watch like I don't know. I was gonna say this film, but I just said I watched this film where Timothy Chalamet is like a gay guy in Italy. Do you know what this film is? Remember My Name?
No, never heard of that.
I watched that the other day. It was really depressing, really sad.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
But no, I don't know. I dropped it because I was like, what am I about to do? I'm gonna be like, yeah, go make your multiverse with the Timothy Chalamet gay movie. I don't know. I don't know what I was. Yeah.
Or the Robert Pattinson 9/11 movie.
Yeah, Remember Me. That's what that was. Remember,
Jesus Christ,
dude, that movie. I remember seeing that in theater with all my friends.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we were like, oh, dude, Robert Pattinson. Like, yeah, Twilight.
You went with all your friends to see that?
Yeah, we had popcorn. We went to see it, and it was like
I can only imagine
romantic,
what the fuck it was.
Romantic rom-com, whatever, or like kind of like angsty, and then the whole movie is just So if you guys don't know, that Robert Pattinson was this movie called Remember Me, and it plays it very straight as like a romantic tension drama.
Yeah.
And at the very end, the twist is that he is just a random person in the two towers that fell on 9/11.
Yeah.
And the entire point of the movie is to get you invested in these characters just to drop this twist on you and make you sad because he died in 9/11.
Do you think it started with that premise? They're like, let's make a really sad, emotional, tear-jerking, romantic kind of drama, but the ending is 9/11, and that's the baseline.
I don't know which is worse.
I don't
because
know
like it sounds bad if they were like, okay, we have this idea and the character dies in 9/11. How do we like make this a movie? How do we work it up to that point? Or is the opposite crazy? We have this great romantic drama.
Yeah, we're almost there.
How does it end? He dies in 9/11.
Both? That's it. Both are
Right,
fucking
both are
wild.
pretty
Those
crazy.
are fucking
I don't
wild.
know which one's worse.
I think the second one's worse, honestly, because at least like I don't know. That's fucking wild. I don't know how that made it, but it.
But my point, going back,
anyway,
multiverse stuff. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch Disney Marvel film about some random Kingpin's daughter? What are we doing here? Might as well, Disney should just make a movie about me at that point. Just like Landon. And it's just like, that's got to be more interesting than the fucking Kingpin daughter fucking show. Come on.
I mean,
a third Venom movie with no Spider-Man in it. We're watching a third one. We're getting a second Joker film. There's a second Joker film and it's just him dancing.
they do the stair thing again in the trailer. I'm like, they're doing the stairs again, but it's a different set of stairs. For fuck's sake. I don't know. Maybe that movie, we're going to come back 6 months from now when Joker comes out.
I'm so tired of multiverse shit. We should just do standalone.
We should watch Joker. I'm going to be gushing about Joker. I don't know. Well, first of all, you brought this up. You said they should just do me as a character. Would you be a Marvel, like, would you join the cinematic universe if given the opportunity? They're like, listen, we want to make you fucking Kingpin's brother or something, you know?
The guy Kingpin orders Chinese takeout from. We got the fucking shoe in for you, buddy.
I mean, would you, like, as a lead, like, if they were...
Me? No, I don't think I could do it.
Would it be the acting or the training?
It'd be the diet.
The diet, yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get McDonald's after this or something.
Yeah.
I literally, truly don't think I could do it. Hugh Jackman in this movie.
Holy shit.
He's 55 years old, I think.
Yep.
He was so fucking jacked. He is the oldest and the biggest he's been. He
looked incredible.
He was so jacked.
Man.
He was so and also about the Deadpool Wolverine, I was very surprised by how not sick of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine I was.
Yeah.
It was like I was watching it for the first time. His Wolverine.
Yeah.
He is such a good Wolverine.
I think I'm addicted to it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's a shame. I don't think it's a spoiler talk, but I don't really know if they're gonna keep him or not going forward. I don't think so. I mean, I feel like it's in their best interest to be like, well, who knows? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe
I could do it. I'm short enough. If I keep going to the gym,
I don't know. I don't know if you're tall enough to play Wolverine, man.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'd knock myself down already, preemptively knowing that you're going to say something, and you make it worse. I fucking hate this stupid podcast. This show sucks ass.
Okay. I was no, we can't talk. That's spoiler talk. Never mind. I'm trying to think what we can talk about.
But would you? But like.
Oh, I mean, like. Thing is, it's dependent, right?
Yeah.
Because chances are, I know Deadpool and Wolverine are great, but it's like you asked me, would I be a lead in a Marvel film? No, I wouldn't want to be a lead in some shitty Disney Plus fucking like The Adventures
They
of
cram you in a TV show.
The Adventures of Spider-Man's waiter or some stupid thing like starring me. Like that's probably what it's gonna be because I feel that's Guardians 3 was great.
I always forget about it though
because I feel it doesn't count because James Gunn is like its own.
It's
his
also
own
a
thing.
Third movie. It's like I don't know. Maybe
I don't count James Gunn and Marvel doesn't get to claim that as part of like it's so different from all the others.
True. Yeah, it has an identity.
And also very like it's very tied in. Like the rest of the movies, Endgame stuff, call from Guardians, but Guardians itself does not call from the other movies.
Right. Yeah.
When I watch Guardians, they're not really referencing the other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Guardians 3 was great. I like this. It's tough because I would say Guardians 3 was a better movie overall.
Yeah.
But I like this one better.
Okay.
It was just a fun.
I agree.
Movie.
I think I agree
it was
with
funner.
you. I'm completely diverging from the Marvel talk, but we're going into movies in general. Is there? I'm gonna tell you mine, but is there a trope in a movie that you hate the most that always happens in movies? I have a very specific one, and
Okay, you go first.
you think on yours, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
There's this one trope in movies where let's say the entire cast is in like a plane or a car or something, and they're flying and they fall down and the music is swelling and it's getting all, it's like, oh, are they gonna make it, and then it drops and you don't know if they make it and the music stops and then it comes flying out overhead.
Out of the clouds.
Out of the clouds.
Yeah.
And then they come out and it's like, what? Was the whole cast going to die? Like it's trying to,
Right.
it thinks I'm a fucking moron. It's like, oh man, what's going to happen? Are they going to come out of the clouds or is it going to pan down and it's just got fiery wreckage with the entire cast dead on the ground? Of course it's got to come out of the
Making
fucking
film
clouds.
for like a 7-year-old.
It happens in so many movies. It happens in like Star Wars. It happens in like, these disaster films, which I already know is like schlock. But, just in general, for some reason, that one completely tests your like knowledge.
I see what you're talking
It thinks
about.
you're a moron.
Well, I don't know about tropes, but I guess just common things in movies that
maybe
I
that's a
don't
better
like.
word. Yeah.
One, I like sex,
Okay.
but I fucking cannot stand sex in movies and media.
Yeah.
I can be watching something by myself. I skip through sex scenes. The Boys,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Like whenever there's like, I don't know, it's like a different part of my brain. Like when I'm watching a movie and looking for entertainment, whether it's comedy, horror, whatever, like for some reason I really don't want to see sexual stuff.
I mean, here's the thing. I know like sex sells and all that, but what is it for? Who's it for? Like, is it
Right, like what?
listen, I could get sex stuff anywhere else.
That's the thing. Why put this? Because they're like, oh yeah, some dude's gonna be watching our movie, and he's gonna be like, oh, finally, and like, what do you think is gonna happen? Like,
for, like,
what?
sickos.
He's just gonna like jerk it right there to your movie? Like, I don't. And the thing is, I've never met anyone like that. Like everyone I talk to doesn't like sex. They like sexy things,
Yes.
right? Like sexy actors,
Yeah.
or like models or whatever,
Yeah.
but never sex. Like I've never met someone that's like, yeah,
I've been waiting for
that
this.
was great. Oh, here we go. Can't stand sex in movies.
Yeah, okay. I know what you mean.
Number 2, car scenes.
Huh?
Car scenes.
What is a car scene?
Like car chases,
Okay.
battles in cars.
Huh.
And whenever they're in it's very usually action.
James
chasing.
Bond, Mission
Because
Impossible.
it's never, it's the same thing. There's never some cool moment. They're fast cuts, zipping down. James Bond, Mission Impossible,
Yeah, I think I know
Marvel.
what you
Like there's always a car scene, and it's never interesting.
It never
I'm
feels
just waiting.
that thrilling.
I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, they're gonna get to wherever they're gonna get to, escape or whatever, and I'm just waiting for this to be over. And it's just a bunch of shaky camera shots. They zip by, bullets fly past them. Maybe they do the classic bullet goes through the windshield, and they're like, "Ooh, that was a close one."
Yeah.
Like it's just
You must
always that.
You must hate Fast and Furious. That is 2.5 hours of car scene.
Never seen it.
Fast and Furious?
Never seen the original. Never seen a single Fast and Furious
Yeah, okay. I did, probably for the
because
best.
I don't like car shit.
Yeah.
We go to the gym, and on the TV, do my bicep curls.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
NASCAR. Cars are just so fucking boring to me. Racing. I love the Cars movie though. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, I'm all about the cars.
That's
movie.
the opposite end.
Yeah.
That's the opposite end of both statements. It's like I'm so sexy. It's so
That
cool.
Porsche.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
Porsche.
I've been waiting for this.
And the racing. But yeah, generally Mission Impossible. I'm just kind of waiting for the car chase to be over because
It is relatively.
nothing cool ever happens.
It doesn't feel that risky. The stakes aren't very high. It's
Oh,
like,
whoops! Gotta back up.
Yeah. Gotta make a
like,
U-turn.
come
Oh, we're
on.
going down the stairs, and we
Always
got
the
crashed.
always the cars on the stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But in terms of like super tropey stuff,
What about horror? Horror does a lot.
oh, I don't like jump scares. That doesn't really count. I feel that's such a
It's
meaty
kind of like
part
a,
of
yeah,
horror.
like a, yeah.
But I've had so many jump scares at this point that I'm searching for a deeper kind of existential horror.
You want to be scared on a
a
deeper
profound
level. Yeah.
horror. And I was gonna say spoiler alert for Long Legs, but I'll save you the trouble. Don't fucking go see Long Legs. It sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, I wasn't
But
happy with it.
It's not the deepest movie. And I feel everything leading up. Yeah, let's go back to this. We didn't shit on Longlegs enough. Dude, that movie really was propping itself up to be this deep kind of like profound horror, something you haven't seen anything like this since like Hereditary or something.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh
Here we
my
go.
God. Nicolas Cage is amazing in this. They were saying like, oh my God, when I remember this quote, when I saw Nicolas Cage for the first time, I was so scared.
Yeah.
One of the actresses
My
was
heart
saying
rate went up.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it sucked. It sucked.
I'll say this: it's not a spoiler. I know we gotta keep saying that, but for me personally, Nicolas Cage, I love the guy. I love a lot of his movies. The fact it was Nicolas Cage, I could not disconnect from that. He starts talking like this, and he starts going, and he starts doing his fucking Nicolas Cage shit, and I'm like, I am not scared at all.
On a Tuesday, I got my pants, and I'm here with a cup, and it's a birthday.
And I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not. I mean, if it was someone else, maybe it may have been. I don't know. We will never know.
Also, why is Longlegs louder than the Deadpool Wolverine Marvel action
Holy
film?
fuck. Well,
The loudest fucking movie ever.
that's another thing with going to the movie theater these days. It didn't used to be this way. Movies are the loudest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I turn it down. They're like atom bomb levels of decibel when it's sound effect, but when it's time for dialogue, it's
Speaking of which, I remember when we were seeing Oppenheimer.
yeah.
So I can tell there was like a theater next to us watching Oppenheimer as well. And there was a really quiet scene. And then the next theater over, I heard boom! Like, it was like
through
the
the walls.
loudest shit. It's like it was shaking our theater. It was the loudest shit ever. And then it goes off in our theater. Loudest thing you've ever fucking heard.
But when Oppenheimer's talking to Einstein, he's like,
Christopher Nolan movies are very, very guilty of this. I saw The Dark Knight as a kid. That was the previous loudest movie I've ever watched. The Joker would laugh out of nowhere, and it would scare the shit out of me. And then we saw Dune 2, which was then the loudest movie I've ever seen.
Dune 2 was
That was so fucking loud.
Dude, just stuff in general. Like, we went to see Voltaire. This callback. That was a while ago.
yeah.
But that was also loud as fuck. I was like, oh
loud,
my
yeah.
God, I need to just start wearing earplugs everywhere.
Maybe we're just old.
Is that old?
It could be an old
No, it's
thing.
the opposite thing.
We're young.
Isn't it like you lose your hearing when you're older and then you need to be louder?
I guess that's true.
Well, yeah, obviously, because you keep going to this fucking movies. Of course you're going to lose your hearing.
It's got to blow your ears out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that shit is... I saw A Quiet Place, which was one of the loudest movies I've ever seen in my entire fucking
Quiet
life.
Place.
That place, it was not quiet.
I'm so bad because like I haven't seen The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And I do this thing, which I'm going to just admit straight off the bat is not like a good thing to do. I see trailers and I hear people talk about it and I go, yeah, I've pretty much seen the movie. What? The aliens come and they run and it's loud.
It's quiet.
It's quiet sometimes. It's loud. And then maybe it gets someone and then they defeat it with some kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
it is...
And then I'm like, yeah, I'm done. And then there's 3 of them and I haven't seen a single one. I'm like, yeah.
It's very bare bones. I would not say I'm necessarily blown away by the concept. It's like thrilling, but it's not exactly like, any more than that. If you want like a thrill, it's a bit of fun. But if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah, I don't know. Movies have been weird where it's like we're always talking about are movies just not it anymore? The theaters aren't packed. There's nobody at the theaters. Like we've been having these experiences where lackluster pretty much. Yeah. And then we'll go see something like Deadpool Wolverine, packed theater.
People are laughing.
Hollering.
It's fun again.
And it's just like, just end it. Let me know or end it. Like, is it going to be good? Like, because the thing is, the next Marvel movie is going to come out. We're going to be so excited. We're like, oh my gosh, Deadpool Wolverine was great. And then it's going to be awful. And then
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go see Land in the Movie.
No, it's going to be a Disney Plus
17
episode series.
You be a Disney Plus. Yeah, that would, I'll be a Christmas special.
The Guardians Christmas special.
Oh boy.
Well, speaking of going back to superhero stuff, James Gunn, he's on DC side now. He's kind of heading that whole side over there. So I haven't given up on being a superhero guy.
You're optimistic.
I'm optimistic. I think people have kind of been like, well, superhero era's over. Even like The Boys is running dry now. People are kind of like, we're done with that.
Yeah.
Last season of Invincible was ass. Marvel is on its last breath with the Disney Plus shit. The Justice League, Flash.
The
Flash movie
Holy
was
fuck.
like, we were kind of like, oh, this must be the like bubble popping of superhero stuff. But I don't know. Deadpool versus Wolverine was great. James Gunn's over there on the DC side.
Maybe we're having it's a resurgence. Maybe I know everyone's got to roll their eyes because a lot of people hate this shit. People don't like superhero stuff. Why do we like it so much? Is it that escapism? Is it that feeling of like powers? And is the fun in it?
It's just cool.
It's just cool.
It's just cool because, I don't know. I mean,
I grew up on them. I read
well,
comics.
I was gonna say, is it nostalgia? But I don't know. I don't know Wolverine. I don't know Deadpool. I don't know Captain America. Like, I never really knew any of those things. But I think there is a kid in us like watching Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Or, for me, Kamen Rider and stuff. And there's that
Yep.
coolness factor. But those stuff are definitely like targeted for a younger audience.
Right.
And then I kind of grow older, and it's like I like the idea of it, the brand, but I'm not watching Power Rangers anymore. But we kind of yearn for that kind of coolness factor. And so, Marvel does do a good job packaging that into like something palatable for an adult, and it's just cool.
It's just cool. I agree. I mean, it's just I just like, who hasn't thought
It's
about
not for the fucking plot.
No, God.
I'll say that because
It's always paper thin plot. I mean, for me, it's like, everyone's always wanted powers and stuff at one point, and there's like that kind of like disconnect. I'm like, oh man, what if I could fucking make people explode with my mind?
okay, here we go. What superpower would, like, in our world, not some Earth 64 or whatever,
Right.
what superpower would you want?
Like, if I were to get powers right now,
Mm-hmm.
see, for me, I'm trying to think of efficiency. I'm not gonna fucking fight crime. I'm not gonna become a psycho killer, right? What would be efficient teleportation? It's just simple. It's just
I don't know. Risky.
Why?
I'm going to be like, foop, and I'll get like cut in half by a sign or something.
Oh, you teleport into like a tree and get like no clipped, get fucking
Yeah.
stuck in there.
Yeah.
Oh God, fucking get me out of here.
I'm clipping
Yeah.
into the side, and
All your bones are
get
breaking.
launched 500 miles.
You get like fucking Half-Life ragdolled across the
Now,
fucking
see,
wall.
that's the thing. No, if I had teleportation, I'd accidentally clip through into the back rooms. I'd be like, fuck, I'm in the back rooms.
Yeah.
Great.
You find the Truman Show fucking directors like working in the sky.
I would, I don't know. Like something that makes you powerful
That's
probably is not the play.
no.
Unless you went on the full end of the spectrum. Because like having super strength or being able to fly or shoot laser beams, like, the government would just gun
They'll
you
turn you
down.
into a weapon.
They'd capture you. They'd gun you down. So you would need to go on like full apocalyptic God mode and just like become God Emperor.
And kill everybody.
Right?
Yeah.
Kill everyone
Yeah.
and make them submit to you. But, probably not that. I'd stop time.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'd
That's
stop
a good
time.
one. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of moments where you've wanted to do that.
Yeah, I could like, I would like cheat in poker.
Oh, there you go. Wow, wait a second. Teleportation sucks.
I would steal stuff. I'd kill people.
I love it, dude. That's great. No, that caught me so off guard.
Super speed. My favorite superhero is the Flash.
I'm so sorry.
What do you think? I know. Don't get me started. What do you think super speed is like? Would it be like
Would it be
time
slow?
is stopped to you? Right. Would it be slow to you? Or would it be, I mean, obviously not like, would you just be fast, like as fast as, what do you think is the fastest your reaction? Like a race car, maybe?
I would accidentally kill myself if it weren't slow. if my perception of it was still very fast. You know those things.
Well, we could like, we could say for the sake of argument is like you would have the fastest human reflex possible. So like a NASCAR driver's whatever.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of it being slow because then like what? It takes you like forever to get around.
Like because oh man, I could zip to Japan right now, but it would be like 15 years of your human
for you running over.
Right.
That never made sense to me because it's like yes, to everyone else you're fast, but to you you're slow as shit. I don't know, and I think. If you were to perceive it fast, it would be like getting on those things at the airport where it's one of those things that like the walkways that make you get a little bit of a boost.
That reminds me of like Maple Story Haste, Kane, when the little walking pathways. Well, the thing is, so I took my car into the shop recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so close. I'll just walk. And it ended up being like a 30-minute walk, and that was so long.
In 108-degree weather, no less.
I mean, that was a mistake. Yeah, it was hot.
So you're saying?
Well, I got halfway through, and it was over 100 degrees, and I was sweating. My skin was burning. But I was halfway there, and I was like, well, I can't possibly call an Uber now. I'm like halfway there. I'm like, yeah. And so, yeah, that was a mistake. But 30 minutes of that was like from my house to that car shop. And I can't even imagine walking from there to like your house, for example.
Oh my God.
So I can't imagine if speed worked like that, where it was like real time for you. I would never be able to go anywhere.
No. I would never use my power.
Yeah, but maybe that's the handicap it needs to be realistic. Because then you're just God, right? If you're just like, I'm in Japan or like.
Yeah, but that's just
it would be contained.
Yeah. You gotta be super because it's essentially to you don't have super speed. You just turn the world into slow motion.
It's just what I said. Time stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
you wouldn't kill one person if you had superpowers.
What'd they do?
I don't know.
Made fun of me on a podcast.
See, but we would both have time stop powers.
And
it would be like an awkward moment. We're like, oh, there was a. Yeah, we both get time stop powers.
It's Dio versus Jotaro.
And we're like, oh, I just really wanted to make an omelet right now on my time stop. And you're like, oh, yeah, I need to.
Faking each other out their time stop.
We're like.
Trying to fake each other out. Trying to kill each other.
Jotaro and
Spy
Dio.
versus spy. No, I mean, I don't think I'd kill anybody unless I had to. And I feel like if I had to defend myself with a superpower, it would just go horribly. I would never know. I wouldn't even know how to use it.
Well, I think in the situation, hypothetical, if like I got superpowers,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like. It wouldn't be like wanton just destruction because I'm so suspicious. I'd be like, if I have powers,
Who else has powers?
who else has
Who's
powers?
stronger than me?
Even if something like dummy busted, like I can stop time. It's like there's got to be someone. You ever see Heroes
Oh yeah,
where he's fast?
yeah.
Little Chang or whatever his name is, and he's like, "Who's this person?" And then she's also fast, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know there was another fast."
Yeah.
See, that's gonna
That's
happen.
scary.
I'm gonna be stop time, and I'm gonna be like trying to cheat on the poker, and then the other person gonna be like, "I got you," and I'm like, "Oh
And then
man,
you lose your life savings.
yeah,
and
I
that's
didn't
it.
know there was another one."
Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be complicated.
See, I see the thinking because my favorite superhero is the Flash.
Yeah.
And then like the reverse Flash, there's always like.
He just goes
I
backwards.
gotta siphon the time force, and I need to kill you, Flash. Because in that little hypothetical, just hypothetically speaking, I was just kind of working out, and in my mind, in that situation where I'm playing poker, and the other guy, like I went through 100 scenarios, and I was like, yeah, I'd probably have to kill all the other time users if I got time.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was just where I went through like a few iterations of my life, and that's one of the very early scenarios. Was like I'd probably have to kill the other time users, right?
I mean, that would be because what if would you kill him on the principle of like, well, what if they snap, but you're the one that snapped?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't. I think it speaks to some profound flaw in human nature, not for any particular reason, but it seems like it could possibly be some sort of threat
Yeah. Okay.
to. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, do I think they're gonna kill me? No, but I just don't even like the idea if I could
other people
right.
having it.
And that's why
It belongs to me.
yeah, that's why the reverse Flash,
Interesting.
Dio
Yeah.
makes sense
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking of like powers in general, I would just end up hurting myself. You know, it's like if I were to fly, I'd like fly too high and go into the atmosphere.
Overrated.
I don't like flying. That's
That's
scary
gotta
as
be
shit, by the way.
overrated.
I'd be terrified. I'm afraid of heights. I wouldn't want to fucking fly.
Well, because like, how fast does an airplane go?
I don't know.
Kane, how fast does like an airplane go?
I'm gonna guess
500 miles an hour?
I was gonna guess 400.
Somewhere around that, right?
400 miles per hour.
Like 400, 500 miles an
500?
hour.
A plane goes. I'm in suspense.
The common airplane goes like from 550 to 580 miles per hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, that's fast as fuck.
That is fast.
Like,
yeah.
unfathomably fast for a human.
Yeah.
And it still takes you 15 hours to get to Japan.
That's true.
You
yeah,
know? So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
would flight really be
And
that?
I can't read a book on when I'm
Yeah,
flying
you gotta,
normally.
like, I don't know what it'd feel like.
What would I
but
do with flight? This fucking sucks. I wouldn't do that.
Because you'd immediately get captured. Right? It's not a lucrative, like, you can't steal.
Yeah, they'll send the
or-
Blue Angels after me and shoot me out of the fucking sky.
Yeah, like it'd be the most mundane. I could like fly up the stairs. My legs become all atrophied because I slightly fly everywhere.
Yeah, you just hover the whole time.
Yeah.
You just become these noodle legs.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd become a basketball player and
fly,
like
you could
cheat,
jump.
like on a micro level,
Oh,
or
you
like a
just ho- you
like a
suppress it?
soccer player.
Okay.
And like I'm fast, but I'm not really fast. I'm flying technically, or something. You know, I would cheat or something.
What's
like
the thing at the
Olympic
Olympics?
high
yeah,
jump.
Yeah, the
I'd
high
be
jump.
Like,
yeah.
1, 2, whoa, 3. Like
Wow,
Mario
you
Party
went a little
minigame.
far, yeah.
where you're mashing it suspiciously, like going across the.
I don't know what you could do. It's like I don't know what you could do with flying. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it would be something that allows me to be very hidden and
Yeah.
secretive, or the complete opposite spectrum where it's just pure, absolute dark
God.
side,
Yeah.
side levels of
I
destruction.
think that's I'd agree with both.
There's no in between. Like,
No.
you know, I don't want super strength. Or
What do you fucking do with super strength as like a normal person?
Well, I think what you would do is you would tone it down, like I said, tone it down and be like an exceptional person, gold medal, Olympic, whatever.
Okay,
something
I see,
like
I
that.
see, I see. Do you think that's what those people like in YouTube?
Oh,
like,
you saying
Yeah.
this is what actually happens?
yes, yeah.
That is Michael Phelps. He's Aquaman.
He's
But there's no lucrative life to be led as Aquaman. You
So he just swims
so
around.
he swims
So he's
really
just really
good
good swimming, yeah.
compared to normal people.
They're among us already, you know.
And which is funny because like it might be hilarious because like yeah, of course lifting 1,500 pounds is ridiculous, but we're
Yeah.
like, oh wow, he's really strong.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I mean, some people are just different,
was-
but it's just like obviously you'd have to be superhuman because what are you talking
What else
about?
do you do? I was meant to be Ant-Man. I'm suppressing my power from it getting any smaller. I just, I hold it here. Just
He
for-
was the stunt double when Ant-Man goes into the quantum zone.
I just did it.
Yeah.
That wasn't CGI. That was in there. What do I do? The tall joke?
I'm going to. We'll see. I think
Long
what
legs.
it is that it's like. The thing is why this thing works so well. We have this ongoing Connor's short thing. It's because it's doesn't matter,
No.
right?
Yeah, no.
It like ultimately is a very marginal thing compared to like you're good.
I'm good.
But why the power dynamic is hard to shift in the other way? Because it's just like, what, you're just going to start being racist or something?
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like,
you know what I mean?
What
Like,
do I say? I'm like, oh man, your teeth are so white and you're tall.
well, that's the thing. You'd have to go towards like,
I have to be horrible.
yeah, you'd be like some, horribly racist thing or something that goes like, cuts deeper than just
Yeah.
like some kind of marginal
Something horrible,
surface
yeah.
level thing.
Right. No, and
So-
exactly. And that's the fun in it. But,
Thing is, this is my philosophy going forward with you guys. Hate to break your immersion for the best in Jest, but for me, I was like, you know what? 6 episodes at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tone it down
Really?
unless I see a really good one.
The Quantum Zone.
And the Quantum Zone Ant-Man thing, that was just
Pretty
too good to
It
pass
was, it was
up.
good.
So.
It was good. It made me wheeze a little bit. You know, I'm just kind of like reeling on the fact of like movies in general have not been that enjoyable. Not in the sense that I'm like, I don't find joy in it anymore. It's more of like the experience, because theaters are fucking empty. No one is going. You know, it's just I'm not feeling that kind of infectious sort of energy that I used to feel. And I'm so happy that we got to go to a movie and I felt the energy of people laugh. Even if it was a joke I didn't laugh at, the fact that, 40-year-old man down the way is having a belly laugh. I'm like, you know what? That's nice. I liked that. I enjoy that.
It's weird. It kind of it's you don't realize how much you missed it, because I think Endgame era, I'm like, so many fucking people. There's no seats. Like, people are talking. I hate this, but I miss that now because we go to see. God, what did I even see recently? I went to see Furiosa opening weekend, and it was sad. Like, even Dune 2 was like.
Dune 2 was sterile. The thing is that it was like full-ish, but like, what do you do at Dune? You don't laugh at anything. You don't cheer for anything. It's a fucking pretty intense movie. Yeah. Do you like cheering at the movies? Do you like when people go like, woo, yeah?
No, I usually hate it.
See, I like that.
Well, I think it's give Marvel shit for so many things, but they really make you buy into it. Even if you're not
it is fun.
If you're not that hardcore into superheroes or Marvel, it doesn't matter. You're like, yes. Yeah. I mean, at this point, Endgame's probably good territory for spoiler talk,
exactly.
whatever. When Captain America picks that up.
When he picks up the Thor's hammer.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're like, holy shit. And even if I wasn't someone that knew what was happening, if people around me were cheering, I'd eventually just be like, yeah, okay. I would feel it. I would at least feel it. And that in and of itself is enjoyable.
And so what I was going to say is usually no. I want everyone to don't even crinkle your fucking paper popcorn back. Like, I don't want any sort of auditory. I need to be in like a sensory deprivation tank while I watch this movie. But nowadays it's like, I want to hear some guy being like, oh yeah,
making some people make comments and shit.
What you fucking say? Huh? Whoa. Now,
I forgot to mention this when we were seeing Long Legs. It's by itself is a pretty tense movie, but the theater we went to had these creaky fucking seats. That was scarier than the movie, because it was making everything that wasn't normally tense. I didn't need to hear this creaky floorboards all the time. It was freaking me the fuck out. I was getting nervous from all of this creaking going on. I would look behind me. I'm like, oh God, it's behind me. I was like, it made me paranoid. I got freaked out. But I've been seeing, I don't know if this is true. This might be like a boomer moment for me, but there's 4D movies. 4D movies, right? Apparently this new Twisters movie.
That sounds like some kind of attraction at a mall. Like the 4D experience.
Yeah, the VR shit.
It shakes, right? Is that what 4D is? It shakes.
It shakes and you can get air blasted at you or water. Apparently Twisters, this new Twisters movie, has I know.
You go see it and I get impaled by a pillar.
You get hit by a cow.
A wooden stake. Oh, wow.
10 out of 10. But apparently it's got a 4D fucking...
That sounds kind of cool.
That sounds... I want to try one of those.
No, stop. There's no way we're going to be convinced to see fucking the Twisters movie.
In 4D.
Of all things. There's no way.
I'd go. I mean, I would go. I'd go.
Twisters?
I mean, first of all, fucking Christ.
I never saw the first one, though.
Well, I can tell you what happens.
Oh.
It's in the title.
He dies in 9/11.
Oh, my.
That's the twist.
That is a twist. Oh, God.
Well, Alien, what is it called? Alien Romulus?
Yeah.
We said this in the theater. We saw a trailer for it, Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
They show too much in trailers.
Oh, my God, do they? It's like...
They showed the whole movie.
It's way too... And what do they want me to do? Because, they show the whole guy. They're showing people dying in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that character's fucking dead.
They showed so much.
I was stunned.
The only way it's acceptable is if it's actually there's way more in the movie than we would expect based on what we saw. But they showed a lot.
I doubt that.
Whatever happened to like, are people's attention spans just worse now? Like,
Yes.
or do they really need to show all that, or no one? Because I feel
They have to oversell it now.
like, remember there's an era where they just showed like the Superman logo for like 2 seconds, and it was like 300 billion views. People were like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a time where you could just show a space environment, and then you hear like an alien sound, and then end and show title card, and that would have been
That
enough,
was like
right?
the original Alien trailer. It was just like a sound and like some shit, and that was it. You know.
And now they show the worst. So this might be really specific for the audience, but the worst example of this was for this Jake Gyllenhaal movie called Ambulance.
Oh my god!
It's the whole. They showed trailers of this where he has like a stepbrother, and they steal an ambulance, and they get chased by helicopters.
This.
And for some reason, this trailer was so long. It shows the girlfriend and this whole chase, and someone died. It was like the whole movie in this one trailer.
A beginning, middle, and end
in
the trailer. I remember it being so goddamn long. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But in terms of teasers spoiling stuff too, I have another really bad example. I went to see Shang-Chi, which I'm not a fan of. We had this big Shang-Chi conversation because it played. The gym we go to always has like superhero Marvel movies playing, and they played Shang-Chi, and I was like, yeah, I can't stand that movie. One, is this. Where do we all stand, viewers, on Simu Liu as Shang-Chi? He sucks, right?
I find him boring. He's just boring.
He's also.
I don't think he's a very good actor.
He's like 55 years old. They picked the oldest dude.
Yeah.
Because the Shang-Chi's character, the whole precipice of it is like his relationship with his dad. I'm like, dude, that's the dad. Shang-Chi, look at him.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like a little bellhop and
Yeah.
whatever. Like, and he's like, oh, dad, I'm who I want to.
It's like Tobey Maguire all over again.
He's so old.
Yeah.
Also, the dad's the best part of that movie.
He's so cool.
And of course, they kill him off. And superhero movies always do this. They kill off the best character.
Yeah.
They killed Ultron. They killed the Ring guy. They kill the best characters.
Yeah.
So much of a mistake that they just bring him back.
Yeah.
No Way Home or whatever it is. That Spider-Man movie. They just brought him back because there's such a good part, and so we'll just bring him back. But,
and I love a good villain, and they're always killing them off so early, and then it's replaced like. In Shang-Chi specifically, they kill off the dad, and he's he was the villain. But then the actual conflict arises. Big CGI fuck off monster that looks like shit, and it's like great. This was the climax.
That was my point. So teasers. I went to see Shang-Chi. Before Shang-Chi, the movie, for some reason, they played like a trailer for it.
Oh my!
Like a teaser for the movie, but it wasn't a trailer. You could tell it was like a hype, like a pre-hype. I don't know why they did this cut of this movie, and for some reason in this like cut teaser, they showed the monsters, which up to that point,
you had no idea.
Like there's this. I guess it's a subversion or maybe it's a twist where at a certain point in Shang-Chi, they go into like the mystical Shang-Chi land and there's like monsters and like lions and stuff. And that's not really a twist, but it's kind of like a surprise.
Yeah.
In this teaser, they're showing Shang-Chi and I was kind of like, what is this? It doesn't seem like a trailer. And then they show the parts with the monsters. I'm like,
oh, what the fuck is that?
I guess there's monsters in this.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I don't know what they, like, do they really have to make the experience for like the stupidest fucking person imaginable? And the answer is yes.
I guess it
right.
is.
That's probably the majority.
I already paid $38 for my ticket. I'm sitting down. What are you doing playing more shit for the movie?
I couldn't believe that.
Have you ever walked out of a movie?
Yes.
What have you walked out of?
It's a film starring Selena Gomez and James Franco called Spring Breakers. I know it specifically because it's the only movie besides Oppenheimer, because my life was threatened.
Okay, right.
But,
okay.
Spring Breakers, Selena Gomez, was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I walked out. And so much so I walked out and the people sitting there were like, good choice. And then they stood up.
Oh
after
my
me.
God.
It was the worst fucking movie. I don't know.
You led a rebellion. That's Spring
I don't really
Breakers.
know how to describe this without just saying what the movie is. It's just James Franco plays some kind of drug lord, and Selena Gomez is like pissing on the street or whatever. There's a scene where she's like squatting, pissing. It was just like such a weird. I don't really know what I was expecting, but it's called Spring Breakers, and yeah, it's the worst movie ever.
I've never walked out of a film. I can't really recall, but I've had a weird movie experience where I should have walked out. I was a kid. My grandmother wanted to take me to the movies. I said, "Okay, I want to see this." It was Tim Allen's The Shaggy Dog.
Nice.
So I went to go see Tim Allen's The Shaggy Dog, and we sit down, and the movie had already started, and we're watching, and I turned to my grandmother. I'm like, "I think the movie's already been going for a while." She's like, "No, it just started." I'm like, "Grandma, Tim Allen's already the Shaggy Dog." Yeah. And we watch for 20 more minutes, and the movie ends. And I, to this day, have not seen the rest of the Shaggy Dog. I don't know how he becomes the Shaggy Dog. He's just a Shaggy Dog, and it's 20 minutes long. That's how I know the movie. And I just remember leaving the theater, and we didn't go see another movie. And you know what I think? Not to put my grandmother on blast, I think it was completely premeditated. I think my grandmother said, "Jesus Christ, I don't want to see Tim Allen's The Shaggy fucking Dog."
Yeah, watch this. Watch
here
the
you
movie.
go, dumb kid. Bring him in. I don't want to see the Shaggy Dog, and I know she might listen to this podcast. And hey, listen, I'm love to talk about the Shaggy Dog. And listen, in your defense, I wouldn't watch it either.
It's weird that we yearn for a good scare, and we were looking for that in Long Legs. Yep. And I do find myself like just watching the most effed up thing, like clips on TikTok or YouTube videos. Like I want to know. I want to watch these stories of monsters and some effed up lore, creepy stuff. Like why do we like that so
Is it a
much?
morbid curiosity that just tickles the back of the brain? I mean,
No.
why do we like that shit?
For me,
No. Mine, I don't have morbid curiosity. I don't want to search into that.
Well, what I think for most people, and not in some kind of like edgy, profound way, but I just think like life is tough, like generally, and just the day to day, and you're stressed out, and like watching some effed up thing is like it's like a cathartic release of
You're
that.
like, well, it could be worse. It could be.
It's not even that. It's
mauled by raptors.
I think it's more primal than that, where it's not even like, I'm glad I'm not that guy. It's just like an emotional release to see this scary, messed up thing. It's kind of just like, it would be effed up to say therapeutic, but it's not that I'm like, yeah, get him, yeah, like that, or like whatever, or it's just kind of like on like just a stimulus level. It's kind of like the horror of it is emotionally releasing the valve or something for
Interesting.
me.
I mean, I could see that. I don't know what it is for me with like horror. I can't watch horror by myself. I get too scared. I think horror I think I do it for the thrill because I'm like, oh, with friends, you don't want to go on a roller coaster by yourself. You want to go with a group, and you get to feel that energy of other people being scared and other people like having fun. And I just like that environment.
For me, like I really loved Hereditary.
Yeah,
I like atmospheric stuff with stories, but
absolutely
scary. I don't like scary stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I
But do you like it in a group or do you still hate it?
I don't like it in a
Still
group.
hate it, you just
I
hate it.
tried watching. God, what is this movie? I'm gonna describe it.
Okay, I can.
They go to a cabin. There's like a girl. She's
Cabin in the
kinda
Woods, Evil Dead.
No, she's haunted. It's a girl. She's in the possessed. Slime goes up the girl's leg, goes up inside her. Trees tangling around her.
Evil Dead.
Oh,
It's Evil Dead.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. And that was too scary for me. I
Well,
didn't
that's
like
a
that.
scary movie.
And
Was
I was
it the
watching.
remake?
Yes, it was the remake.
Scary.
Yes, it was a remake of it. Yeah, and yeah, they're in the. It ends with like, it's like on fire. They're by the car. She's got the chainsaw and stuff. It's cool, but the moments with the possessed girl were like
They're
so scary.
It's a scary movie.
And
It's very good.
I stopped watching. I left. My friends were watching. I was like, I can't take this.
Yeah.
Too scary.
It's intense. That's a good movie.
But like, creepy atmospheric stuff, like I get drawn to it. Like Hereditary, very scary, but like, man, I've watched it like twice.
Yeah.
Like it's just so good. I don't know what the difference is really.
I think Hereditary is scarier than.
Well, that's what I'm
Evil
saying.
Dead.
I think it is,
Interesting that-
but it's enthralling. I don't know. It's like a feel like it's a different section of the brain.
It's so that yeah. Hereditary is a tough watch for me. I've seen it twice as well, but I can't deal with the grief aspect of it all. It's just so.
Maybe that's it. There's
just
some
like
sort of
that
emotional
yeah.
attachment that keeps me watching. But something like The Evil Dead, it's just
There's-
scary.
it is just
and I'm just like,
horror,
oh, I'm
like-
just scared. I don't
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, and I could see that. I could totally see that. You need maybe like more of like a plot kind of narrative to like carry it through with a little bit more depth, other than like, oh my god, something scary is happening and we're gonna die.
That's why I hate jump scares.
Yeah,
Hate jump scares.
I don't like jump scares either. I close my eyes a lot. Do you close your eyes in movies? I close my eyes. I literally can't keep them open.
No,
I get scared.
I'll watch, but I'll kind of go like this.
I do that
you know?
too.
I'll
Like
kinda
when I
sink
squint and
back.
keep my eyes up.
But I want to watch.
Yeah. But I don't want to get. I go to a horror movie. I watch a horror movie. I'm like, I close my eyes. Like the craziest thing is I close my eyes for the scary parts, which is the entire point of a horror movie. Because the 80% of the film is boring as shit. So I'm closing my eyes for the only good stuff. What am I doing?
Right.
I'm watching
that's
the worst
whole
movie
point.
ever.
That's the whole point of going to see it.
Yeah.
What is the scariest movie you've seen?
I have talked about this movie with some other friends and some other folks. It's not maybe the scariest movie ever. I'm going to talk about this movie briefly. I believe it's Swedish. It could be I don't know. It's Swedish or something. It's called Aniara. And it's about a giant spacecraft that's going to Mars to like colonize. Space movie. I love space horror. I find it very scary.
Event Horizon,
Alien, blah blah blah. And Earth completely fucked. They're leaving Earth. You know, they're doing the Wall-E. You know, they're going to Mars. They're recolonizing all this. Well, they get knocked off course. And then the captain has to come on and says, hey, everybody, you can't go and meet up with your families just yet. It's got to be another 2 years just based off getting knocked off course. Eventually, things get worse. They run out of fuel, and they're trying to propel themselves and all that. Eventually, they're going to be on this ship for the rest of their lives, and they can't get to Mars. Of course, you know, food starts running out. Everybody starts going crazy. They rely on, like, this other stuff, and that thing starts going. It just becomes a whole shit show. And to me, for some reason, conceptually, that event is so fucking scary to me that is one of the movies I thought about it for, like, days. It just fucked me up. Because it's so, like, I hate the idea of, like, this is it. This is it. There is nothing saving you. Nothing is going to help you. You are in a perilous situation, and here is the facts, and you're fucked.
It's like existential,
Yeah.
sort of this profound, like, feeling of loss. And you're
Yes.
like, oh gosh, like I can't even imagine.
I can't see my family. They said it, and there's no way to fix it, and this is it, and you just have to deal with that now. And I hate that. That fucked me up. It's not like it was inherently like, scary, but it definitely, out of so many movies, it fucked me up. It fucked me up. And then like maybe another scary movie, like if we were to go in like a less like thought-provoking area, The Descent I hate so much because I hate tight spaces, and they're like crawling through fucking keyholes in that movie, and it's driving me fucking crazy, and it scares me. What about you? Besides Velociraptors?
Well, I don't watch them because I'm scared.
Okay.
I've watched.
Is there one that's conceptually stood out to you that you're like, I'm never watching that?
Well, I think like Insidious.
Okay.
These types of I want to say classic horror stuff, like very like there's a monster, it's scary, it's supernatural.
It's like ghosts.
There's like a scary face. I don't like scary faces.
Scary faces.
The girl that's possessed, or like it's creepy to me. That really, I don't like the guy possessed by the devil, like stuff like that.
I don't like scary faces either. And
I don't like scary faces.
Did you ever encounter the craze in like 2007 on YouTube where it would seem like a normal video and then their face would change and it would scream? It was screamer videos where their face would morph.
Hate that shit.
I could not. And you would never know what video, because, you know, YouTube had a total of 300 videos back then, but you would never know what video you click on. And of course, you'd get to the weird side of YouTube back then, and you'd click on a video and be like, hey guys, you know, today I'm going to show you how to build a PC. Yeah! And then like it fucking, he screams at you. You know, there's that maze game with the Exorcist face, and I don't know. Did you ever fall victim to that one ad of that car going through the valley, and you're just watching this car come through, and it's kind of like a car ad, and then something jumps out at you at the end?
No, but I've seen so many stuff like that where you're trying to follow
It's
along.
fucked, and I hate that. I can't stand that shit. It's cheap, and they know it. They're fucking laughing at you. Whoever made
I
it.
really don't like jump scare type stuff. YouTube was a wild time. I remember listening to like the Sound of God or something.
The what?
There's the God sound.
God's.
Yeah, there's YouTube. Early YouTube is crazy, and yeah, the horror stuff, like jump scares, cheap scares like that. I always hated stuff like that. Okay, I think it's time.
I think it is time. It's that time of the
Okay,
time of the episode.
it's time. If you don't know, we do a segment here where we ask for your questions, qualms, confessions, or any of the sorts on Twitter using the hashtag JestAsk. And we ask our producer Kane here to pick a few out for us. And let's answer some of your Just Asks.
Okay, this one is from Chomp Sugars. They say, who would die first in a zombie apocalypse?
Me.
Why would it be?
Because I have a very specific plan. And Kane's probably heard this, but if a zombie, you know what I'm about to say. I have a very specific plan whenever.
Really quick. We might have the same plan.
Yeah?
Is this very specific?
Kind of.
Go ahead.
My plan is that if I knew for certain that a zombie apocalypse would happen, is happening, I would wrap myself up in barbed wire.
Oh.
Right? I would wrap myself up in barbed wire and armor myself, right? And I would put like metal dentures into my mouth.
Yeah.
And I would fall backwards into spikes, killing myself so I don't have to suffer through the apocalypse, but also become Alpha Zombie Prime.
So you're a dickhead.
I would be this barbed wire armored,
You turn yourself into a raid boss.
unkillable zombie with like a ballistic bulletproof helmet and metal claws.
Well, you run into these zombies in all these fucking games, and you're like, how did they come to be this way?
It's
They're probably
because-
doing what you're
all
doing.
right, I'm
putting the
screaming.
bucket on their head.
It hurts, but you know, and then I fall back.
Well, if you die, do you become a zombie?
Or
You get yourself infected on purpose.
I would like capture zombie and like
Have
get
him
bit
bite.
a little
Yeah.
bit, and
And then you became Zombie Prime.
because what's the alternative? Have a go at it.
I mean, having a go at it, at that point, if the world is fucked, right, it's over. At that point, we may as well just be like, see what happens. That'll probably be the one time in my life where I don't have a care in my mind anymore.
The thing with the zombie shows and media that makes it so horrific,
Yeah.
because like, you know what? If a ghost haunted us, terrifying, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, what do we got to do?
Yeah.
What is like the
How do we get rid of it?
Do we need a cross? What incantation do we need? But like zombie shows, it's always like the most profound loss.
Yeah.
My wife is on the other side of the door and she got fucking torn apart, or like,
Yeah.
oh God, it's always some horrible, horrible loss scenario, which is just, I just don't want to deal with that.
It is really intense. I hate that shit. Like you'll lose everybody, and then you're left with what? The psychos and the zombies.
Or the people, they fucking capture you and execute your fucking kids or something.
It's
Like,
like,
it's always
great.
that kind of stuff.
And my
Like,
life
no,
amounted
I'd
to
rather be Alpha Prime Zombie.
And you get to go kill those fuckers that
Yeah.
do that. Go kill those guys. And maybe you'll kill some innocent people along the way, but that's the life of Alpha Zombie. For me, I'm not like trying to like justify this by any means.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be too scared. I'm jumping off something and dying. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it.
No, I mean, that's
I'd be too scared.
right. Like, I know they're movies, obviously,
yeah.
but I'm like, I feel like I would just crawl in a closet and just stay there until I starve to death.
Yeah.
Because I just am so scared of confronting.
I would never want to go out there. It's
I mean,
just too much.
I know I said we would just fight the ghost, but if there was truly like some monster or some, like the Wendigos are out there, or like the Annihilation Bear or something, like I'm not gonna.
I'm not dealing with that.
No, I'm gonna like stay in the closet, keep my mouth shut, and I'll die of hunger.
I was gonna say I wouldn't actually like end it. I would like at least I would want to live, obviously, but I wouldn't engage in anything. I would be like at a post-apocalyptic neat.
Right. I stay in my house, eat all the food until I ran out of utilities and food, and
it's
I
like, well,
die.
and then you go out to go to 7-Eleven and try and get, some Funyuns to survive, and then you get ripped apart, and that's your
Or
life.
captured by the vagabonds, and I'm like their little
Oh,
fuck
God,
toy for
that's
like 72 years.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Like,
That's
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't just.
The bridge is looking.
I'm
way
not
better
doing.
by then. No, fuck
I'm not.
that.
I'm not doing that. Zombie
So
apocalypse.
you die first. We both. To answer the question in another way, we're both dead. By all means, we're not the next step in the next humans. To
Because then what do I got? I gotta rally the immediate neighborhood.
Oh, that sounds exhausting.
I would have to like take up a leadership position. Like, listen, like it's us or them. Like you have to. You either opt out completely immediately, or you have to be the vagabond leader.
Yeah.
You have to go all in. You definitely can't be this like Rick Grimes, like let's take care of each other. It's like you have to be Negan with the bat,
right?
You have to.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because I feel you have to, and there's no zombies now.
No, yeah,
it's like that's what you have to be like nowadays. I feel like I can't imagine if there were zombies.
I mean, maybe it'll be better. Maybe something. What if like the twist of like a movie is that the zombie outbreak happens and then society flourishes?
The zombies are better.
Yeah,
the
zombies are. Yeah.
Not if I'm the zombie. I'm telling you that much.
You'll be alpha zombie. You're sick.
But that's. So I guess we're hand in hand.
Hand in hand. You'll become alpha zombie, and I'll become. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out a way if we can combine our two scenarios. Like
if I jump off something and you become alpha zombie, what if we tie each other together?
I was gonna say if I can strengthen, I'm like you're my armament somehow. Like I don't know.
What if I duct tape myself to you and like I'm just like behind you and I'm like another set of arms and you're I'm just like a part of you. I can't escape, but I'm just like another zombie flailing around at the top.
Oh, like behind me. So my blind spot's covered by a tinier zombie that would
fucking flailing around.
They're like, oh, he's got a weak spot behind him, and they go and it's like the evil grasshopper in Bug's Life, the one that they have on a leash. It's just like a tiny zombie that's strapped behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be facing the other way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we'll be unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'll tape like swords to my hands.
We're like the Godskin duo in the zombie situation.
You'd be fucking unstoppable. That's awesome.
Next question. Let me take one more.
Raymoon asks, boys, how many holes does a straw have?
Oh, with the classic. Let me think. Okay, I got my answer.
That's quick. Okay, what's your answer?
Well, because I've been through this scenario a number of times with this question.
It cuts to Connor in a bright white light tesseract, like cosmic horror situation. How many holes does it?
You have 30 seconds to figure out how many holes are in a straw. I am a firm believer in that there is one hole in a straw. One. It's one hole, right? We got to fight. I don't want to fight. I don't have the energy to fight. Let's not fight.
I'm on the opposite spectrum.
Yeah.
It's an infinite amount of holes. Up to a threshold.
What?
As long as anything is to be considered a tube, I would say there's an infinite number of holes.
It's just
across.
constantly holing.
Right. But there's some arbitrary metric for that's no longer a tube. That's just like a nut has one hole, right? Like a screw nut.
Yes, yes.
It's even though it has thickness to it.
Yeah.
I would say it's one hole because it's.
But if you elongate
if it became a tube, it's like.
Would you say it's two? It's the same thing, though.
No,
right?
I would say it's has a bunch of holes. I imagine it like an accordion, like a slingy.
Slinky.
Slinky.
Yeah. Interesting. That's interesting.
There's an enter hole and an exit hole.
That's what.
And there's like a bunch of holes in between, but it needs to count as like something that has length and travel, and a straw does.
Well, like the argument usually, I wasn't prepared for your answer. I've never dealt with somebody that said anything like that. It's always one or two. So
I mean, if I had to pick, I would say two.
You'd say two
because it depends on like the intention of it. Does it enter and exit? Does it travel, or does it simply exist?
See, this is stupid, and this really won't make much sense probably. But for me, a hole is based off sight. So, like, you can see the straw, right? That's one hole. But if you elongate it, let's say you dig a hole through the earth. On one side, at the bottom, that's one hole. On the other side, it's another hole. That's two, but it's still like a straw at the end of it, but you can't see both ends. They become two holes, but with the straw you can see two. That's how I've always been. So it's like that's not based off like what defines a hole. It's based off sight, I feel. If you can see it. Maybe? I don't know. I also do agree with you in some ways with the infinite hole thing, because it does seem kind of like, you know, this perpetual thing.
The thing is, take a straw.
Yeah.
And just very basically, how many holes would you say? Let's say 1, 2, right?
Like, so basically.
So basic.
We didn't have to think about it.
Let's just say
2. I'd say 2,
right?
Just basically.
So if there's only 2 holes,
yeah,
you cut the straw in half.
Oh God.
How many holes are there now?
4.
But how could there be if there were only 2? Right?
I don't know. This is go back to your infinite hole theory, you fucking psycho.
That's what I'm saying.
The best in Jest. Yes.
Outro us.
Yes,
yeah.
okay. So at the end, we all determine, Kane determines at the end of every episode who is the best
in Jest.
And the loser, who is not determined the best in Jest, gets pied.
Mm-hmm. We do this every week. That's the point of the show.
Yep.
Find out who is, in fact, the best in Jest. So, Kane, who is this week's best in Jest and why?
This one was a tough one. But I think my mind was mentally just shattered at the end there. When you cut a straw in half to reveal that there are 4 holes with 2
that was pretty intense.
halves.
Yeah.
With a straw. That was pretty good. And so, Professor Lando, I dub thee best in Jest.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. That might be 3 days. That might be 3 weeks in a row. Is that 3 weeks in a row? I don't know. But you're doing well. I agree with you. You made the Ant-Man comment.
That was a banger.
You made the Ant-Man comment. And then you hit it with the you'd kill people with your superpower. So I deem you the best.
Call me
in
a
Jest.
sick or whatever. Like if I had superpowers, I'd kill a person or two. At least one. I'm sure you would too.
Oh, probably. If not intentionally, definitely by accident. I'd kill more people by accident. Yeah, all right. Yeah, hit me with that pie. Well deserved, I'd say.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Solid one today.
That was a good one. Yeah, right there. Oh, and not too much to fucking clean up.
When Alien Romulus comes out, it should be a face hugger. We should cut it, and it's like
it attaches to our face. That would be good. Thanks for watching, guys.
Episode 6 of The Best in Jest. See you next week, yeah?
See you next week, as always. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.